YouTube, what is up? Coach Wiz, and we back with another reaction video. Today we got LeBron James is still the king of excuses. This is by Uncut Hoops. Let's dive right into it. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing good. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Let's see if LeBron is still crying.
He's going to win this series and knock out the Lakers, the 3 seed, 4-1.
A few moments later.
You guys are a developing roster. You traded for a big generational piece, but that doesn't mean the roster is balanced. And you don't have time once getting Luka to make moves necessarily that are going to allow you to kind of fulfill that roster.
Nash, that's what we on. Now I know you're doing the show with him now, but come on, man. Don't be one of his puppets.
I don't think their regular season gave them an it didn't give any of us or the narrative that how good of a team they actually were.
Come on, man.
You know, when the postseason comes and you have that team of collective group, they have a strong 8 to 9 guys.
Yeah, from my perspective, there's two things I think that they had that you guys are looking for. One is an identity. They formed one this year. You guys are just trying to figure yours out.
I wonder if Honeybook has any new clients for me today.
Yo, I can't do this.
I wonder where my best leads come from.
And y'all know I'm not a
I
hater.
wonder
I'm
if
not
I'll get
biased.
paid on time.
I can't do this, man. Accountability.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
Ever since the LeBron Lakers lost in the first round this year, the NBA media, Clutch Sports, and especially LeBron fans, they've been scrambling 24/7, making excuses, pointing the finger, and blaming everyone but LeBron James.
Says
If you
true.
know how LeBron fans operate, guys like Nick Wright, Shannon Sharp, Kendrick Perkins, the diehard LeBron fans, this is par for the course. And even looking at LeBron himself, always loves blaming role players, the front office, the coach, anybody except himself.
Well, I mean, obviously, you're only as great as your teammates, allow you to be as well.
Ultimately, teams win championships.
Jordan would never.
Championships, and it's never just about me and Luka. It was never just about Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. It was always Minnesota versus the Lakers.
My guy AD said what he needed, and then he was gone the following week. So
that is
I got no comment.
Yeah.
How did me and Luka lose?
No.
Well, yeah. Well, there's 8 other guys on the floor.
At this point in LeBron's career, he's not the GOAT of the NBA, but he's the GOAT of excuses. Nowadays, everyone kind of gets that. One of the crown LeBron calls to wear is the king of passive-aggressive comments. As LeBron, per usual, won't come out and say it was his teammates' fault or front office fault.
Yeah, he always been on
that. Makes it pretty well known that's what he thinks. And again, looking at LeBron's comments, what's the classic cop-out for LeBron fans and even LeBron nowadays? Winning in championships is purely a team accomplishment. It can't just be me and Luka to win a title. It's Minnesota versus LA. This right here,
I mean, it is true. But bro, you can't say that every time you lose, though. Like, why not say I gotta be better? I gotta play better. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. Like, come on, bro. There's a way you go about it. Like, once you reach a certain level, there's a way you have to handle yourself. Stop being a crybaby, man.
the ultimate cop-out for
You
any
lost.
NBA superstar. Look, you're an NBA superstar for a reason. You get tons of praise, tons of credit, but also tons of blame if you lose. When you take on that burden as a quote-unquote king, that's what comes with that. Not just the good, but also the bad.
Heavy lies the crown.
And when it comes to sport of basketball, being a superstar player, unlike baseball where you play one position, you bat maybe 3 times a game, in basketball your impact is on both ends constantly as long as you're on the floor. For a superstar player in basketball, their overall impact on winning is much bigger than baseball, football, and debatably even soccer. And think about LeBron's teammates not named Luca.
I agree with that.
Second as clip as those guys, they simply weren't good enough. Austin Reeves, you're a borderline all-star, the best third option in the league. You weren't enough. Rui Hachimura, yes, in Game 4 and Game 5 you had 23 points, but you're expendable. You could be traded. Finney Smith, Gabe Vincent, Vanderbilt, you guys, you kind of stink. You cost us. Me and Luca, it's not on us. And here's the clear hypocrisy is rampant with all LeBron fans, and especially LeBron. If his team loses, that loss is purely a team accomplishment. Now, if LeBron James wins, which he rarely does, all of a sudden that title, that victory, it's a LeBron accomplishment.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time. That's what I felt.
How did me and
I hate that he said that. You don't say that. Let them say that.
Luca lose?
Right. No.
Well, yeah. Well, there's 8 other guys on the floor.
Yeah. And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time.
Never just about me and Luca. It was never just about, Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. It was always Minnesota versus Lakers.
Yo, he is sick.
That's probably one of the only times in my career I felt like, oh shit, like you did something special.
Teams win championships.
Stop.
And it's never, always. Teams always win championships.
Do you see the clear?
We know that though.
When LeBron James wins, it's I, me, my championship, my legacy, my GOAT case. When LeBron loses,
he was feeling himself after that comeback. I feel him on that. It's okay to beat your chest a little bit after that, down 3-1. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I'm not. Hey. I'm not biased. But you can't have it both ways though.
It's about everyone else. Winning and losing is a team accomplishment. And look, here's my take on this. It's pretty simple. A superstar player number 1 option should get the majority of the credit if his team wins and if he plays great in that victory. Now, if they lose, come up short, even if that is a team accomplishment.
My bad. I want to see what his shirt says. I think can y'all hear that? My daughter is crying. Hopefully y'all can't hear that. Broke the record, but that was never the goal. See? That's all he do, man.
And look, here's my take on this. It's pretty simple. A superstar player number 1 option should get the majority of the credit if his team wins and if he plays great in that victory. Now, if they lose, come up short, even if that guy plays great, plays decent, the amount of blame he gets should be the most on the team. It's not all equal. You're a max player, superstar player for a reason. Joe Schmo on the bench, the 12th man, isn't getting blamed for a loss in the NBA Finals. Who's getting blamed is the max contract player, the superstar. That's how it's always worked. Now it should work. But conveniently for LeBron James,
that is how it should work.
Standards. I wonder why. And looking at that Minnesota series, there wasn't some absurd mismatch, unwinnable series, David versus Goliath. What this series came down to was LeBron James, as well as Luca, folding in the clutch.
Now, you have your big guys that make big plays at the end of games, throughout the game, or whatever the case may be.
Into the hands of James, fires up a 3, side of the backboard. It's to James. James puts up a 3.
I know you're going to be mad, but I don't think he choked or folded. That's just me. I thought the Timberwolves were a very, very, very good matchup for them. I had the Timberwolves beating the Lakers in 6. Just a bad matchup for them. And also, they were gassed. Lakers were clearly gassed, due to that just awful coaching display by J.J. Redick. Let me get that out there. J.J., I remember everything you said about Larry Bird. I remember all of it. I hold grudges. I remember what you said. But yeah, I think they were out coached. And they just got beat up. Minnesota's very physical, very tough team. Lakers had no answers for them. Yeah, I mean they lost. I mean it happens. I mean I didn't expect them to win, so I really don't. Like I don't know. No, I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, he lost to the Timberwolves," but like the Lakers aren't good. I'm sorry, they're just not. I don't look at them as a good team. They are not good. Yeah, they got Luca, but you don't have the right pieces around Luca. Like LeBron's 60. They're not a good basketball team. Sorry, not sorry.
Back by LeBron James against Gobert. 3 James.
This May, Renewal by
They're just
Anderson
not.
wants
They're
to give
just
you a
they're just not. We'll see
huge
what they
win.
do this offseason.
You can have
And I am at a point in my career now where I don't lose sleep over that. Like, fuck, how did me and
Yes,
LeBron
you
do
do.
it?
What did you just say?
Yeah, you
I
do.
don't lose sleep over that.
Come again?
I don't lose sleep over that.
He's so calculated. Right? Because him wearing that shirt to me is crazy. I broke the record, but that was never the goal. LeBron, you don't have to do that, man. You really don't. You don't. You're a great player. You do not have to do all that. No other great player would wear a shirt like that because they don't have to. You know what I mean? That's the difference between, you know, the stars of today versus, the yesteryears, the Kobe's, the Michael Jordans, the Larry Birds. And that's why I like doing these NBA reactions. Just to give some, you know, show some love to the greats before, give them their just due, as well as hopefully some youngsters stumble upon this channel and they can learn something too. So, but I don't like that. I don't like the shirt. I don't like that.
So stopping LeBron right there, just somebody take this guy's mic, get him off the internet. The more he talks, the more he exposes himself. That clip right there, absolutely
I like those glasses,
At a
though.
loss versus Minnesota, this guy, I'm not losing sleep. As a teammate of LeBron James, how do you feel hearing that? Austin Reeves, Rui, what do you guys think of that? Someone like Luca who's trying to build his legacy, build his resume, how do you feel about that? LeBron James, deep down, we've known it for a long time, does not care about winning. At this point, what he cares about is all-time stats and longevity. And that right there, the clearest example of LeBron admitting that.
And it's just basketball.
Come on, man.
Big trade,
Right.
trying to
Larry
rein this
Bird,
team
Kobe
together
Bryant
as
would
quickly as
never
possible.
say it's just
The Lakers
basketball
had a
ever.
hell of a run getting into the playoffs,
Yeah.
and styles make fights, and it was a tough matchup.
That is true.
Also, one thing I do have to
I
comment
agree.
on, LeBron James, he loves half-truths. Statements that appear true, appear accurate. When you dive deep into them, they're not really. For Minnesota versus LA, it wasn't some Rocky Balboa, Apollo Creed matchup. LeBron James as the underdog. The Lakers this series, the third seed, had home court advantage. He had a fellow superstar teammate and tons of momentum in this year's postseason. This series versus the Timberwolves, it wasn't some big-time mismatch, LeBron versus the world, him by himself. This series for the Lakers was very, very winnable. But of course, LeBron in game one, laid an egg, didn't show. And the final 3 games really didn't show up in the fourth quarters. We're always told LeBron James, he's a basketball genius, basketball savant. He knows everything, sees everything, and always makes the right play. And what we see time and time again is the exact opposite. And out of this Steve Nash podcast, it's really 40 minutes long, LeBron James not once brought his bad fourth quarter play in 3 straight games.
You guys are a developing roster.
Yeah.
You traded for a big generational piece, but that doesn't mean the roster is balanced. And you don't have time once getting Luka to make moves necessarily that are going to allow you to kind of fulfill that roster.
I agree.
I don't think their regular season gave them it didn't give any of us or the narrative that how good of a team they actually were.
I disagree.
When the postseason comes and you have that team of collective group, they have a strong 8 to 9 guys.
Yeah, from my perspective, there's 2 things I think that they had that you guys are looking for. One is an identity. They formed one this year. You guys are just trying to figure yours out.
Facts.
So stopping that right there, the same old thing, just excuse making, pointing the fingers, blaming
It is, and
everyone
you can't do
but
that.
LeBron James. And someone like Steve Nash, much like JJ Redick, a useful stooge to push this narrative. And the one thing that really gets me is saying the Lakers didn't have more experience. And that right there, a total lie. Anthony Edwards is 23 and just last year in his first stint in the postseason. Someone like Randall, Ant's second best player, is a playoff choker historically. Then Gobert, he's Rudy Gobert.
Yo, Julius Randle been balling. He been balling. This is the best I've ever seen Julius Randle look. Yo, prayers up for Jason Tatum, man. Hope you get well soon, my boy. We appreciate you in Boston. That's tough. That is tough. Hopefully he gets a speedy recovery. I just want to throw that out there. But yeah, Julius Randle been balling. Uncut Hoops. I don't like how you trying to downplay the Timberwolves. Yo, you are funny. Y'all just bust my head on the floor. Did y'all hear that? What is wrong with me? No, yeah, man. Yeah, Julius Randle has been balling. Anthony Edwards, though he is young, he's a monster. He's a beast. Rudy Gobert gets a lot of slack. I like Rudy. That's just me. I don't like how he got choked. You know what I'm saying by Draymond, but I still like Rudy. What was that 3-time Defensive Player of the Year? You know what I'm saying? No matter what you say, he got that.
Everybody clowns him. Contrary to what LeBron James says, the Timberwolves team isn't some veteran squad with championship experience, some dynasty in the making. Are they a good team? Yeah, sure. Are they some great team, some Goliath? Absolutely not. And if LeBron was
Yeah, no, they're not like they're not those things, but they do have an identity. They do have the chemistry. These things are true. But could they have beaten the Timberwolves? Yeah, sure. If LeBron and Luka would have went crazy, they could have beat the Timberwolves for sure. But they didn't. Like they didn't. Like I don't know why. Like they didn't, and it's okay. I ain't got you being better than Mike or Kobe. So I mean, this don't bother me at all. Whether you would won another chip or whatever, how I feel is cemented. So for me, this means nothing. And again, maybe it's different for me because I'm a coach. You feel me? And I did have the Timberwolves winning. I mean, I don't know. What y'all think? What do y'all think about this? About how the Lakers went out? Let me know. Maybe I'm tripping.
Want to talk inexperienced? Look at JJ Redick, the guy he helped hire. If you want to point the finger at anyone being inexperienced, it's JJ Redick.
Yes.
Much like LeBron James, this dude melted in the playoffs. Very similar to Steve Nash in Brooklyn. So that right there is the end of the video. And I'll say one last thing. The longer LeBron James talks, the more he talks, the more he exposes himself. At this point, LeBron James just hand him a mic, let him go. He's going to contradict himself, lie, say something stupid. When LeBron's talking, that's a guarantee. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Out next time.
Yo, Uncut funny. You never end the video when you say that's it for the video. I peeped that. But shout out to Uncut, man. Definitely appreciate him. Y'all go tap into his channel. Yeah, let me know what y'all think. I did see y'all comments where you guys said you wouldn't mind a reaction to a long video, like an hour-long video. Let me know what you'd be interested in for me to react to for that long. I think y'all gave me some suggestions. Drop those in the comments for me. Yeah, man, Brian back at it, man. Still crying, still whining, still making excuses. This era ain't got nothing on the old era. But I'm Coach Wiz. I got to get back to watching these games. Peace